WTIM.
Good morning. You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and our morning show. It's brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm joined by Kathy Coker, Executive Director, and Amanda Polly, Client Services Director with Loving Arms Pregnancy Center. Good morning to the both of you. How are we?
Great. Thank you. Good morning.
And Kathy, good to see you again. Amanda, we've got you in the hot seat today for the first time, and we're going to do an excellent job of telling the folks about Loving Arms Pregnancy Center. It was the first that I got to hear about Loving Arms Pregnancy Center in our last interview, and so much that you guys do, I hope, gets noticed, and we hope that today we get to be able to shine some more light on that. Mm-hmm. We want to just start with an explanation of who we are, what we're doing, and what that kind of looks like. Kathy, what is some of that?
Sure. I always like to mention to a lot of people who are not familiar with us, we have two locations, Taylorville Center at 500 North Walnut Street, and then our Pana Center is at 201 South Locust Street. Actually, this year we are celebrating 26 years in this community in Taylorville community, but also we started in 2020 in our Pana location. All of our services are provided with CARE, and that's an acronym. It stands for Compassion, Assistance, Respect, and Education. And our programs are in three categories: the category of intervention, such as pregnancy test, options consultation, and resource assistance or referrals. And then our prevention category is basically our sexual risk avoidance classes. We're out in the communities, community schools, providing those classes. And another time I'll bring Heather Voles, our prevention coordinator, with me, and she can share a little bit more about that. And then we also offer recovery classes, such as from a past abortion or infant loss through miscarriage, stillbirth, and early infant death. Those are two different recovery classes. And all of our services are confidential and free of charge. And I do think there's a misnomer out there that people think that you have to be in a certain lower income category to access our services, but that is not true. Anyone, and no matter their income level, are eligible to come in for our services as long as their child is under 2 years of age, and they have legal guardianship. So, or if they're pregnant or their partner's pregnant.
And the thing too that I would like to highlight, that there was something that surprised me a little bit, and it was the men. We're not forgetting about them, because it's an important part of being a parent.
Absolutely.
And so I thought that was a really impressive little piece that you threw out the last time, not just because I am a man, but because you don't generally hear about men when it's associated with pregnancy or other things.
Absolutely.
Also kind of for good reason. But also we wanted to dispel that misnomer about the income requirement. There is none.
No.
And really I can't remember exactly what you call it, but you kind of earn those dollars.
Yes.
And then you go
mommy or daddy dollars.
Mommy or daddy dollars. I should have been able to remember that. But I just think the world of a lot of these things that are going on. Kathy, for you, is there anything else that you would like to tell us about who we are and what we're doing?
I will just share that one of the things that we're in the process of doing, and we're pretty excited about it, is we're going to be revamping our client website. And it's, I think it'll probably be due out to launch sometime in October, early November. And, it's time. It's great for a refresh, that kind of thing. So if anybody's checking us out, though, certainly the website that we have now is still relevant, but we're just going to be refreshing. And I'm excited about that.
And you should be. Everything needs a facelift every once in a while. And so I think that is great things. Amanda, I think we're going to turn to you now here today. Amanda, you're the Client Services Director.
Yes.
Can you tell us just first a little bit about your role and background with Loving Arms Pregnancy Center?
Absolutely. So I have been the Client Services Director for about 3 years, going on 4 years now. And my role really is just to facilitate the client's journey throughout the time that they're there, from their initial contact, which is what we call the intake appointment, throughout their whole time with us. And now that we've extended our services to 2 years, we could have them with us for about 3 years. And how I do that is I assess their current needs and their concerns, circumstances during their pregnancy, and as they're parenting, and that comes from their appointments. I review, what is shared with us in their time there. And then I can share appropriate in-house resources based on their needs. And then I also refer clients to local partner agencies for services outside the center scope, such as housing, medical care, financial assistance, with different things like that. But my goal is to create a safe and welcoming, supportive environment where clients feel heard, valued, and empowered to make informed decisions.
All I can hope but think is busy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
What's that like for you, though, just on a personal note here, to see somebody go through that journey?
Well, I love that we have so many resources inside Loving Arms with the curriculum that we have and the resources that we have inside Loving Arms. Plus, just our volunteers themselves are resources. They've been through some of these things. I've been through some of the things that our parents are going through, and we're able to just walk alongside them. So it's really rewarding to be able to see where we started and where we finished, and finishing strong as a parent is what everybody wants to do. So, but our curriculum is probably the best resource that we have. It's so broad.
Let's talk curriculum then, because there is a lot that there's a lot, not only when it comes to just being a parent, but just preparing for that step.
Yeah.
And then also, it's not just you birth the child and we're good to go. There's a lot still to it.
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit about the curriculum? Say I come to you and I am now pregnant.
Yep.
And what does that curriculum look like compared to me, even something 2 years later?
Okay. So you come to me and we start from the beginning. You're pregnant. You've never been pregnant before. You don't know what's going on. I tell people that our program is the next best thing to having a baby come out with a user manual because they don't. And but we can help you with that. So pregnancy, while you're pregnant, we do classes that are what to expect basically at every stage. Different things that we have a class called Unborn Baby's Secret World that the clients just love because they don't realize all the things that are going inside while they're growing that baby. We also go over labor and delivery, breastfeeding, and how to care for the baby once baby gets here so that they're prepared. And then we have ongoing like first year lessons. We have everything's broken into segments. So we go from pregnancy and birth to first year to toddler to just parenting in general. We even have classes on parenting teenagers. But then we also have moms who have been with us. They love our program so much they come back and they need classes on life skills, like what does budgeting look like? How do I, work through my finances? Maybe it's a big budget, maybe it's a small budget, maybe they have 5 kids, and childcare is something that they're seeking, and we have a class for that. If you remember the old ad, there's an app for that. We have a class for that. Literally everything. And then our dads, we have fatherhood classes for them. We talk to them about how to take care of mom during pregnancy, how to take care of mom during birth, after birth, and what it looks like to be a dad once baby does come. So
getting 2 sides of that spectrum, the 2 required sides, in my opinion, and probably most people's opinion, to parenting. And we talked a little bit last time about the nuclear family, how that's kind of becoming something of the past.
Yes.
And we're really hoping probably to recover said deal.
But that to say also, we have something on single parenting.
We do. We have classes on every type of parenting, but we also have what's called positive partnerships. And so if that looks like you're in a relationship and you're thinking about marriage, we have classes on making the marriage choice and what that would look like for you. We have classes on co-parenting and classes on single parenting, so whatever parenting you're going to be doing, we have classes that will assist you in, maybe looking at things in a different perspective and helping you to grow in those areas. Something
that I think you touched on it there in that previous statement, the one before. Parents can come back. This isn't just for first-time parents.
Yeah.
And that was something that my assumption would be this was for first-time parents.
No.
Before Kathy came and filled us in and let us know that that is not the case.
No.
For you, how cool is it to see a parent just come back and go, you know what? I could use all of this again. if you don't mind."
Yes. Oh, I love it. I love seeing, especially because we get to see the kids that came through before. We get to see how they're doing and their growth, but just where mom is at now and how confident she is as a parent, we get to see that happening too. And then what else can they learn? And sometimes that's a challenge when, especially if they've been through the program with a couple of kids. Even just one, and if they're consistent with the program, we see them every 2 weeks throughout their time here. So there's a lot of curriculum that we have, and there's a lot of curriculum that can be covered while they're a client with us, especially now that we've extended it and we could have them for upwards of 3 years. But it's really cool because then we get to dive into things that we don't always get to deal with, because sometimes it's very run of the mill, like here's what we're going to do with pregnancy. Once baby gets here, we're going to go over car seat safety and that type of thing. But then we have such a wide range of classes where we can dive into other things like parenting without shame and what that looks like, where we're breaking generational cycles and making sure that we don't make the same mistakes our parents did that maybe brought shame in our lives. And it could just be something very minimal. But then there's just such a wide range of classes that we can offer. We even do Bible study classes. So there's so much that we have to offer that you could just take away from, and it would help in your parenting journey.
I think one thing that I won't forget is we'll take care of you before the baby's here, all the way to teaching you about teen parenting. And I'm sure that is a nightmare in its own right. So thankfully I'm not there yet, but maybe one day. So let's take ourselves a break, but I'd love to come back. We're going to talk more about not only curriculum, but the services that are offered alongside those as well. I've got Kathy Coker, Executive Director at Loving Arms Pregnancy Center, and Amanda Polly, Client Services Director at Loving Arms Pregnancy Center, joining us here on the morning show. We'll be right back with more on your information station.
WTIM. Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Slightly lower across the board with corn, beans, and Chicago wheat. September corn down 3.5, 378. December corn down 399. March corn 417, down 3. September beans 969 3/4, down 1 3/4. November beans down 1.5, 989 1/4. January beans 1007 3/4, down 1.5. September wheat down 2 3/4, 505 1/2. December wheat down 2 1/4, 526 1/4. September bean meal 274.30, down 270. September bean oil unchanged 53.77. Livestock trade August feeders 340.60, down 45 cents. August live cattle down 17 cents, 234.10. August lean hogs 108.92, up 15 cents. Energy market September crude oil 65.72, up 56 cents. Jim Taylor on the RFD Radio Network.
This is Casey Evans with People's Bank and Trust, where customers have one consumer banker who knows them and provides the right financial services to achieve their financial goals. Your consumer banker is your single source for life's financial needs, from checking to consumer loans, from retirement accounts to mortgage loans, and everything in between. Call me at 888-PBT-1954. Bank with People's Bank and Trust so you can spend your time living your life, not explaining it. At People's Bank and Trust, we put people first. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Central Illinois' greatest hits can be found 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at Groovy 97.3 WRAN. The Groovy Morning Show, weekdays from 7 till 9, includes 80s trivia and Central Illinois' most popular contest, Lettermania. Weekends are groovy as well, with the Saturday Request Show from 10 till 1, taking your request by phone and on the WRAN Facebook page. Plus, Throwback Nation Radio with Tony Marino Saturday nights. Rick Dees hosts the weekly Top 40 80s edition Sunday mornings, and Kent Jones rounds out the weekend Sunday nights with totally awesome 80s. From Springfield to Effingham and Litchfield to Sullivan, you'll find Central Illinois' greatest hits on the air 24/7 on Groovy 97.3 WRAN. Tune in, turn on, and feel the groove from Groovy 97.3 WRAN.
Carl Krumsick here from Krumsick Monument Company in Taylorville, Illinois. Find out the many services we provide by clicking our icon on the obituaries page of TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
This is Blaine Cornwell with Prairie State Insurance. To learn more about our products and services, click our icon on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
And we're back with the WTIM Morning Show here on your information station. We're brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, along with Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining us in this segment, I have got Amanda Pauley. She is the Client Services Director with Loving Arms Pregnancy Center, and Kathy Coker, Executive Director of Loving Arms Pregnancy Center, joining us here today. We talked a little bit about who we are, what we do, locations and programs there, and then the curriculum as well. Let's pick back up there for just one moment. Curriculum-wise, is there anything else that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah. So what I didn't say is, so our curriculum is online platform that we utilize. It's actually called Bright Course, and that curriculum gets sent directly to a client's phone. They complete it at home, and their downtime 2 weeks. They have 2 weeks in between each appointment, so they'll complete it during that downtime. When they come back to us, we will go over that lesson, and when we see that they've completed it, they earn mommy dollars, mommy or daddy dollars, depending on if they're mom or dad, and they get to utilize that that money in our baby boutique. They can buy whatever they need for their with their baby that we offer, and that could be clothing, it could be baby gear, cribs, diapers, formula. Formula is always free when you're a client with us. And we had the CEO class actually come and do a tour this year, and I kind of did a Price is Right type thing with them. And I had them add up everything. I had about 10 items there. And like if you were to go to the grocery store or to Walmart and throw these items in your cart, these items would cost you about $110. And this is just simple baby care. And that's like formula, bottles, diapers, baby wipes, those types of things. This is not out of pocket things, not big extravagant things, just things that you need to care for your baby. But at Loving Arms, those same exact items would cost you about $9 mommy dollars, which you earn while you're there. And at any given appointment, the minimum that a client can earn is $5. And then the max that they can earn, I kind of had to do some calculations on that with all the different ways they can earn mommy dollars, is about $22 that they can earn at each appointment.
So I think 9 mommy dollars is a whole lot better than 110 actual dollars, I guess we'll call them here, because that stuff is only getting more expensive, just like everything is.
Yes.
But that puts money in their pocket for other things that they need, like gas and groceries.
Absolutely.
Like that.
And
Medical
ways
care
to take care of themselves.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
you still cannot be the best version of yourself as a parent or a human being in general if you are not taking care of yourself. So I think that is super important there. Anything else services wise that we'd like to highlight here today before we wrap things up? I put you on the spot.
I know.
I put you on the spot.
I think more than anything, I want to stress too that I mentioned this during the break, that the exit surveys from our clients at the end of each appointment, they they get to, and it's for us too, so that if there is anything that they're, concerned about or whatever, we can address it, as soon as possible. And, but consistently what we hear is, like, even if we say, one of the things on there is, what can we change? In nothing. They said, this is wonderful. Absolutely.
Keep it the same. Please don't change anything.
And the relationships that develop between them and our client advocates, that's exciting to hear too. And you see it through every comment in one form or another. It's mentioned that way. And I think that speaks volumes about the ministry. And even though we are a ministry, by the way, I do want to say that if anyone comes in, because the reason why we do address spiritual issues, because we believe in addressing the holistic component of a person. And but if they don't want to hear it, we respect that, and we respect their autonomy.
And that's another thing. And I'm glad that you noted it. But I just don't want people to think that that's some hurdle to entry or a barrier of entry. It should never be, and it is not. And so I'm glad that you mentioned that. We have got so little time here, but I just want to make sure that we let folks know you can reach Loving Arms Pregnancy Center by calling them at 217-824-7200, stopping by either of their 2 locations, the one in Taylorville, 500 North Walnut Street, and Pana, 201 South Locust Street, or you can visit them online, lovingarmsillinois.com. Kathy Coker and Amanda Polly, thank you guys for joining us here today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Grayson.
Kathy Coker, Executive Director, Amanda Polly, Client Services Director with Loving Arms Pregnancy Center here on WTIM.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville. 96.1 FM Taylorville. 107.5 FM